I'm here with licensed professional counselor Chuck Rodgers, and we're talking about depression. Chuck, tell us, in your opinion, what causes depression?
Okay, well, I'll show you. So this is what depression looks like. First of all, there's always a trigger. Somebody will say something or somebody will do something. Somebody will not say something or not do something and you wanted them to. Some life event just unfolds and we're not happy about it at all. Here I am, here you are, and we see it coming and we're just not happy. And the reason for all this unhappiness is actually because inside you have a dream. And this is the dream of how you want things to be. Call it an expectation, whatever you want to call it, but it really is a dream. And we don't think about there being a dream inside of every conflict, but there always is. Whether there's a conflict between you and me, or a conflict between two groups of people, or just a conflict within myself, there's always a dream inside of every conflict.
Right.
And we see this trigger coming, and this dream's getting crushed. Even if it's not being crushed, our fear button gets pushed. We become afraid.
Okay.
And then because of that fear, we do things, or we shut down and do nothing, or we engage our voice and say things, or we shut down and say nothing. So this trigger comes along and crushes this dream, or at least I'm afraid that the dream's being crushed. And because of this fear, I engage or I disengage. Now, there's three other emotions in the world. One is sad. And then sometimes I will engage or disengage because of my sadness. Or sometimes it comes over here, and this is how it happens for most of us. We become angry. We become mad about that. The other emotion is that of gladness. But people don't typically come to see me because they're glad.
Yeah.
Actually, they kind of do. That's part of their dream. That's how they really want things to be. Various flavors or levels of each one of these emotions. You can be a little bit irritated, annoyed, ticked off, all the way through furniture-breaking rage. But it's all some kind of anger. It can be a little bit concerned or worried or stressed, all the way through absolute freezing terror, but it's all some kind of fear. So just various levels of feelings, but they're basically in one of these categories. So that's where we're starting. And last week we talked a lot about the fear. And this week this fear then translates into other emotions, and then it ends up with us doing and saying things or shutting down and doing minimal to nothing. So that's really kind of how it unfolds in our lives.
Okay, so this is the anatomy, if you will, or of where depression comes from.
Right.
And it all starts with my dream isn't being fulfilled.
Absolutely.